YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I really do appreciate you stopping in here today because we have a fun one that we are going to do. This is going to be a 5-season rebuild of Chelsea, but it's not going to be your normal rebuild. We are going to hire Zinedine Zidane as the assistant coach. And then what I have done is went to responsibilities, and I have given him all of the responsibilities. Even transfers and contracts are all Zinedine Zidane. And what we're going to do is simulate season to season, and we'll do all 5 seasons. We'll come back after each one and before each one, and we'll take a look and we'll see the players that he signed, where they finished, and everything like that. Obviously, in real life, Chelsea are doing quite poorly, as you all probably know. And we're gonna see if, instead of hiring Frank Lampard back, if hiring Zinedine Zidane would be the right way to go. I've looked at doing Chelsea, my own rebuild, and I got to tell you, this is a tough rebuild to do with them, just because they have so many players. Look at this list; it is absolutely insane. And keeping everyone happy and the team going is very difficult. So I'm interested to see how Zinedine Zidane would do. So let's go ahead, and I think we just move straight in. I think we move to the end of the first season and see how he does. Okay, and we are back at the end of the first season here, and looking at the competition screen, things did not go well for Zinedine Zidane in his first season. An 8th place finish, 58 points, 9 points clear of even making it up into 6th. And what is that? 11 points clear of Champions League football. So did not go very well for him in the Premier League. Knocked out in the quarterfinals by Bayern Munich, which is, to be expected. We'll go take a look closer at that here in a bit. 3rd round by Liverpool. Again, you can't really fault him there. Liverpool are a good side. And what really sticks out here is a 4th round exit by Watford in the Carabao Cup. Obviously not anything that he would be very happy with here. Looking at player stats and stuff, no one from Chelsea. Yeah, not even one person, not even for yellow cards or anything. So interesting to see that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the squad and see what happened here. Raheem Sterling, 14 goals, 4 assists. Not good stats for your leading scorer there. I would be quite unhappy with that. Kai Havertz with 12, João Felix with 12, and Aubameyang with 9. He did not start a single game. 0 starts, 33 substitute appearances. Pretty rough for that. Assists-wise, we got Mason Mount with 12. 6 and 12, that's pretty good for him. I assume primarily playing at... where is he primarily playing? Midfield. Mitzola, box to box, advanced playmaker on the right. So he's playing quite all over the place, but usually it seems like he's playing back in midfield. So, and then after that, you have Reece James with 6 assists. Pretty ugly stats when you start going through these. Mendy, obviously 46 appearances, 6.96 average rating. Not all that good for him. Raheem Sterling also played 45 games and 1 sub. So let's look at the bottom here. Aubameyang, 0 starts. Ziyech, 1 start, 7 from the bench. Interesting. Loftus-Cheek, 3. Pulisic here, 4 games started, 10 assists. I'd probably be looking to get rid of him if I were Zinedine Zidane. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's take a quick look at schedule here. Lost to Newcastle at the end of the season, 3-1. Bayern Munich, it looks like we drew 2-2 in the second leg, lost 1-3 in the first. So that was us getting knocked out there. FA Cup 3rd round by Liverpool, 2-1. not very good. In fact, our only goal was an own goal there. And then Caribou Cup, 4th round by Watford. João Felix scored in the 58th minute, but it was not good enough. It did tie it up at that point, but they did score in the 86th minute to knock us out. So, pretty ugly first season here. It has to be said for Zinedine Zidane, which you would just hope that he would do better there. But like I said, I've done a quick test rebuild with Chelsea, and things do not go well in the first season. I'll tell you that much. Other people might be able to do better, but I know it's a lot more difficult than any of the other top 6, I would say. So after that, I don't know where to go. I hope he gets top 6. I would say top 6 would be an improvement, and hopefully do a little bit better in like the FA Cup and the Caribou Cup. But we will have to see, and I will see you guys here at the end of the second season. Okay, after 2 seasons here, we are back with Chelsea, but I'm going to go through the transfers in and out before we look at the results. Hopefully I don't give anything away here. Manuel Ugarte is a great defensive midfielder. I have signed him in the past, and looking at his current ability and potential ability, he is fantastic. Carl Darlow, on a free. On the outs, though, this is what's interesting. Kai Havertz, 101 million to PSG. Malang Sarr, 28 up to 38.5 million. Burstow, no one else really, but I do need to pop back here and take a look. Marcus Leonardo, who a young Brazilian striker here, is a good signing there. And Todibo as well, the French defensive back, is a good signing, obviously. And up to 56 million up to 71. So he is spending some good money. No one else on the outs there. How about So that is his transfers in the first real transfer saga for Zinedine Zidane. How did he finish, though? Let's take a quick peek over here at competitions. 3rd place. So Zinedine Zidane got himself back into the Champions League. Runners-up in the Caribou Cup as well, and then knocked out in the 3rd round by Leeds in the FA Cup is a pretty rough go of it. Obviously, looking over here a little bit closer, tied on points with Arsenal, tied on goal differentials, so I'm assuming that then goes to head-to-head. Is that what it does? Where is that? Goal difference, goals scored is the next one. So Arsenal must have scored more than us. Player stats here, still no one that I can see in the top. Man City with Rafael Leao in this version of events is quite interesting. And 13 assists in his first season is disgusting. Erling Haaland, most player of the match, is 49 goals for Erling. Is insane. How many goals did he score throughout the season? Oh, only 57, so not much better, but still absolutely insane. 49 goals. Oh, I can't really get over that. So we edged Manchester United by 3 points there, which is good. Let's take a look at the schedule and see kind of how we did. Beat Wolves at the end and 2 draws. I mean, there goes our 2nd place finish. We could have done 2nd place had we won a couple of them instead. Caribou Cup final to Aston Villa. Lost on penalties. That is rough for sure. 4-0 win. We beat them in the Premier League the game before 4-0 and then lost to them in the Caribou Cup final. That would have made Zinedine Zidane quite angry. A 1-0 loss to Tottenham, 3-0 loss to Manchester United is not good. FA Cup 3rd round, this is Leeds knocked us out 2-1. And that's pretty much all we've got here. We beat Manchester United in the Caribou Cup quarter final. Lost here to Chelsea. So very interesting result here. It looks like he had a slow start to the season, but obviously a draw against Liverpool is good still. Nothing else really standing out to me. Let's take a look at the squad, see what happened. Raheem Sterling did improve the goal tally for us. 20 goals, 10 assists is a good season from him. And then he kept Lukaku and played him 21 matches, played 10 from the 10 subs, 16 goals, 1 assist. So 16 and 21 is pretty good for him. Mason Mount 8 and 11. Callum Hudson-Odoi 5 and 6. Assist wise, Mount, Sterling, Conte, all pretty good. Anyone else here? Christian Pulisic still only getting 3 games, so that is not ideal for him. Who else down here? Bakayoko probably needs to leave. Koulibaly needs to leave. Aubameyang is already leaving. So kind of not the best season in terms of stats, but somehow finishing third is good enough. Let's take a look here. Ziyech, he only played 4. So Lukaku with the highest average rating for the team that actually played more than 4 games. Sterling and Mount following that up. So, second season in, third place finish, which means Champions League football next season, which should mean finances. Zinedine Zidane will have up to 81 million, possibly more depending on how the payroll goes and how sales go. I don't know. I mean, obviously the only way to improve from this is second or first. I don't know if you're going to be able to beat this Man City team with Pep still at the helm, Arteta still at the helm there. So really what we need to do is start challenging for some of these cups. We got to do the FA Cup. Carabao Cup would be nice to win. And then now the Champions League. So let's go ahead and sim to the end of the second or third season and see how Zinedine Zidane does this time. And in the third season, these are the transfers in. Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa from Napoli. Very, very good midfielder here. 29 years old. Getting on the older age to be spending 100 million on, but I will let Zidane do what he does. Carboni in here as well. The kind of all-around utility player here up front. 20-year-old Argentine is pretty dang good. Obviously coming from Inter, he has some pretty good stats. Not really. He has some pretty horrible stats. I don't know why they signed him. Renato Sanchez on a free and Sergio Gomez on a free as well. On the outs, Christian Pulisic finally gets his move, 34 million up to 36 million. Koulibaly left, Lewis Hall, and then a couple of other youngsters there. Ergin Kakir, I'm not going to pronounce that correctly. You'll have to give me a little bit of grace. I am an American after all. Signed him for goalkeeper, which is very interesting. He is a very good Turkish goalkeeper here, 29 years old, still have some years to go. And did he sell anyone else? Cucurella left to Tottenham, 38 million up to 47 million. So far, Zinedine Zidane has a net positive transfer strategy, which is weird to do when you're trying to challenge in the Premier League, but we'll just have to wait and see how he did. Let's take a look at competitions. Ooh, and a 9th place finish his third season for Zinedine Zidane. That is pretty horrible. Obviously, we still get into some European football because he did win the Carabao Cup. Not exciting by any means, but he did win it. Quarterfinal by Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup is not good. Quarterfinal by Real Madrid in the Champions League is to be expected, probably. It's probably what's going to happen here in the next couple of days, but we'll have to wait and see for that, of course. 56 points, a -2 goal differential. Newcastle sneaking up into second with a +10. Where did Man City? Man City dropped down to third, but Manchester United, the champions of the Premier League in this season. Looking at the schedule-wise, so we drew 0-0 with Real Madrid, and then we lost 2-4. Rodrigo there for them getting 3 goals, and Raspadori getting 1 as well. Pretty unfortunate. Losing 3-0 to Newcastle on the final day and 3-0 to Manchester United before that is not good. FA Cup quarterfinal 2-3 against Nottingham Forest. Them scoring a 89th minute winner after an 88th minute equalizer from us. You have to say that's pretty unfortunate. Before that Carabao Cup final, we did beat Man City. We beat Man City, so that is a good win, but not enough when you're finishing 9th place. Pretty rough on him. Where else are we? Everton in the 5th round of the FA Cup. We drew to Arsenal there, drew Man City. I don't think Man City beat us this year. I mean, that's an achievement all in and of itself, considering they have the likes of Rafael Leao, Erling Haaland. Don't know this. Ferdy. Okay. Interesting. Stats-wise, goals, 25 from Lukaku. So kind of making a comeback in terms of his Chelsea career, but 25 goals on 27 appearances and 2 assists is pretty dang good. Sterling was our second leading scorer here, 15 goals, 11 assists, and then Kovacic, 6 goals, 2 assists. Leading assister here, Sterling, Conte, and Mount. Average rating should be, and it is, Lukaku. Todibo with a 7.19 is good. That reminds me, I didn't really look to see competitions-wise if we had anyone in here. Lukaku with the highest average rating is the first man to sneak into the player stats screen here for Chelsea. Erling Haaland only 26 goals this year. Pretty rough one from him. He did score 48 in all comps, though. So 15 in the cups is wow. Okay, who won the Champions League? It's Real Madrid versus Man City, still to come. And into the 4th season for Zinedine Zidane, he will have a measly 127 million to spend. Will he finally spend it all, or is he going to keep saving some? Obviously, the club is not doing well in terms of debts. 489 million and 109 million in transfer debt is pretty ugly, but we'll have to wait and see what he does in his 4th season. And Zinedine Zidane comes in his 4th season and decides he's going to spend 160 million on the likes of Goncalo Ignacio. Obviously a great young Portuguese defender. Although I say young, he's 24 now in this save, but still a very good young defender. Lorenzo Colombo, the Italian striker from Lazio, for up to 41.5 million is an interesting signing. You would think that he would go out and maybe try to get a big name striker, but of course we're not in Champions League this year, so that probably had some things to do with it. Renato Sanchez must have been a loan with a option to purchase or requirement to purchase, 23.5 million. Emmanuel Valeri, the left back, 27 years old from Tottenham. It looks good, looks solid. Can't complain there. Igor Diviv, the center back from Russia. He looks like a bit of a steal in this save. 4.5 current ability is pretty dang good for, what was it, 22 million? Yeah, up to 22 million. That is a good signing, I would say. Just a youngster here, Clivert, a 27-year-old, on a free loan. He's on a loan. And João Mario, the right back, of course, from Portugal. So decent signings. Still looking to see kind of that big name striker signing. I feel like Chelsea really needs a striker. Lukaku's good, and obviously in FM he doesn't come with as much baggage as he does in real life, but I would still want to see a big signing. a big name signing from Chelsea in the striker position is kind of what they need here. Oh, that's weird. Manuel Ugarte comes in and leaves after just a season or two for up to 103 million. That is some good business from Chelsea there, I think. 56 million up to 86 after a couple good seasons, obviously, but still weird to sell one of your better players and not really replace him with anyone other than Sanchez, who was already here. Arrizabalaga gone. 11.75 million is a good amount to get from him. And let's go back. Let's just see. Was there anyone else here that they signed? I think this Sousa came in, but that's a free. And I now need to go back. Sergio Gomez came in on loan in January. Did anyone else leave the season before? Mendy did end up leaving finally. N'Golo Kante left as well. Very interesting. But the real question here is, how did we finish? 4th place, back up into the Champions League for us. And also winning the Europa Conference League. And I'm seeing here Lukaku on 30 goals in the Conference League is quite interesting. And we also got knocked out in the 3rd round by Leeds and the 4th round by Aston Villa. 2 points clear of Arsenal in the league. Still 15 points behind Man City, who obviously are going to win when you have Erling Haaland scoring 38. And Rafael Leao putting up great average ratings like that. Chelsea, in terms of stats up here, Ergakan with 22 shutouts. That's pretty good. I have to consider that a good signing. Only 7 losses this season. Forest, Liverpool, Leeds, Tottenham, Man United, Everton, and Crystal Palace, the ones to do that. Only ever losing by 2 goals. That's a respectable season, I would say. Let's go ahead and look at the squad, look at some stats. 44 goals for Romelu Lukaku this season on 45 appearances is making me eat my words, I would say. I don't know how he did it. Obviously, 30 goals in the Cups. Yeah, 30 goals in the not the Champions League. 30 goals in the Conference League here is kind of padding those stats. And then after that, 8 goals for Colombo here. On only 7 starts, so I'd say that's pretty good. João Mario got 7, Mount got 7, Sterling got 7, so Sterling taking a real big step back. Adoy here on 12 assists, Sterling with 8. Mason Mount really taking a step back as well is interesting. Highest average rating goes to Romelu Lukaku, which you would expect. And then you got Ben Chilwell and Wesley Fofana, who is turning into quite the center back in this save. Looking here, let's take a look. Conference League final, we won on penalties against Strasbourg. Kind of a rough way to win, but a win is a win, so we will take it. Where else? Beat Atalanta there, beat Genk. FA Cup 3rd round lost 1-0 the Leeds. 71st minute winner for them. Ugly. And I have to go way up here and look at this 2-1 loss to Aston Villa. Just so far, I'm going to have to say Zinedine Zidane is not doing himself justice here. Obviously, there is a couple of things to keep in mind in this style of save, and I don't know if it really matters, but he is technically an assistant coach. I don't know if that's messing with everything else or messing with the save and the simulation, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'm looking for any reason to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm struggling to find that. But nonetheless, I don't know. I guess we can consider this season a win. So I think he's two decent seasons, 2 horrible seasons. Uh, so I guess it really all comes down to the 5th season. So let's go ahead and simulate that, and we'll come back and we'll go over the transfers and do everything that we've done so far again and see if he can do better. And here we are, 5th and final season for Zinedine Zidane, seeing what he can do. And I'm already looking at these transfers, and look at these numbers. A combined, what is that? 578 million between in and out is insane. Let's take a look at the outs first, because this is a lot. Selling your best center back is a very scary thing to do. Up to 87 million, though. I guess you'd have to say that that's okay. No, it's not okay. That is horrible. That was a horrible piece of business there by Zinedine Zidane. Enzo Fernandez out to Bayern. Reece James out to Newcastle. Madueke, good youngster, out to West Ham. Man, these are some rough outs. We better hope that there are some good ins. And looking at it, Nicholas Jackson from PSG looks to be a good striker, right winger, left winger. He can kind of play it all there. Is a good player for sure, but at 25 years old, spending that much money, 122 million. I mean, that's a good signing. It is a good signing, don't get me wrong, but we'll have to see how he did there. Owen Windall, the left back, obviously coming into, I don't know why he came in. Antonio Silva, we all know him. A good center back, Portuguese center back there, only 23 years old. 45.5 million is pretty good. Serginho Dest in as well for up to 38.5 million. João Mario completed his signing. It did look like he must have been a loan to purchase. Oscar, it looks like a youngster from Barcelona B, is an interesting one to spend up to 9.5 million on. So I'm not seeing any real big signings here. Concalo Ignacio, Valeri. Did we see Valeri? I think we saw Valeri there. That was a free transfer. Interesting. Okay, so with all of those signings, how did he finish? 6th place. Knocked out in the semis by Bayern. Knocked out in the 4th round by United. And quarterfinal by Liverpool. Unfortunately for Zinedine Zidane, I'm going to call this a failure in terms of rebuilding Chelsea. Granted, it's not the easiest position to step into at this point, but surely you can do better than that. Chukwueze over there, Erling Haaland scoring 41 again, most player of the matches, and we've got a couple in the interceptions per 90, but this is just, it's kind of rough. Nicholas Jackson did do, was the leading scorer for us with 20, which is not good. Colombo stepping in and getting 13 in 10 starts. Hudson Odoi, 13 and 11. He has turned into a very good player as well. Lukaku, 7 starts, 24 subs, 12 goals, 2 assists. Interesting. I am seeing Mason Mount with 15. 5 and 15 is good. João Mario, the wingback, 12 assists. And Hudson Odoi, 11. Murdoch looks like he's getting some game time at least. 1 goal, 8 assists. Is quite interesting. And average rating wise, we got 7.25 for Lorenzo Colombo. At 25 years old, he looks like he could be a striker for the future here. Look at the schedule. So a strong start to the, or strong end to the season here. Knocked out in the Champions League by Bayern here. So we drew 3-3 and we lost 1-2 with an 89th minute Christopher Nkunku goal. So we did well. I would say we at least played well in the Champions League this year. Beating Real Madrid actually beforehand in the quarterfinals is a very good result. And then coming back and losing to Bayern Munich, 5-4 on aggregate though. So pretty good. I am just noticing Timo Werner scored a hat trick against us in the first leg here. Obviously, he's been gone for quite a while now. Where else? How else did we do in the other competitions here? FA Cup 4th round by Newcastle. We lost 6-0. Oof. That's really, really bad. 3rd round, we beat Carlisle 6-0 as well. Not looking good. Caribou Cup quarterfinal, a 2-2 draw to lose on penalties against Liverpool. Interesting. So, there you have it. I want you guys to tell me right now, do you think this was a success or a massive failure for Zinedine Zidane? I'm going to lean towards failure here. Really only the one Caribou Cup to speak about. There was the Conference League victory as well. I guess we could look at, I assume their finances are looking better. Debts and loans, 195 million net, only 4 million transfer. So finance is looking a lot better, but nothing higher than 3rd place. And I don't think we've made it past the semifinals in the Champions League. Never won the FA Cup. We did get the Caribou Cup victory. So this is very interesting. I am interested in doing more of these. So a couple things you could do. Leave some comments down below. Tell me your ideas. And I do read the comments, obviously. So you go ahead and give your idea. If it's a different team, a different coach, whatever you want to do, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Or what you could do also in the description is going to be a link to my Discord. I have a couple of different servers in there where you can leave comments and ideas in there as well. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and leave a like, and I will see you in the next one.